How to measure electromagnetic fields in a sleeping area. To determine the electromagnetic field exposure, you will always have to measure the low-frequency magnetic field, the low-frequency electric field, as well as the high-frequency electromagnetic field. An easy way to measure is using a measurement protocol. Here you write down all important information and measuring values, beginning now with your client's name, address, date and time. It can be useful to write down special circumstances like client wishes, close antennas or constructions. So let's get started. First we do a short outside measurement. For this we can also do a little drawing in the protocol of how the house and the area was looking. Now we have to identify two of the fields, the low-frequency magnetic and the high-frequency electromagnetic field. The low-frequency electric field will be mostly shielded by the building's wall. Try to catch the three-dimensional axis while measuring the magnetic fields. Also, the high-frequency measurement will be done close to the building itself. Please write down your detected values in the protocol. Low-frequency sleeping area measurement. First we take a few moments and draw a few details of the room in our protocol. Even if you see already some EMF sources, please leave them like they are, to measure the actual situation first. Now we control the settings on our instrument. To measure against ground potential, you have to connect a grounding cable to the plug and hold the device that your fingers touch one of the metallic output plugs, to be also with your own body on ground potential. The device should be held close to the body to have always, as long as it's possible, a zero potential point close behind the instrument. Now we have to connect the other side of the cable to the ground potential. This can be, for example, a metallic heater or the grounding connector of your power outlet. The other contacts in that outlet have of course dangerous voltage and can be fatal. Also, the quality of the ground potential has to be proved. A little help can be to bring our instruments close to an EMF source, once with grounding connected and once without. If you see no difference, it might be necessary an electrician has to do a grounding check, so-called faulted circuit impedance check. In our protocol we draw numbered measuring points on the bed, which we are now going to measure step by step. For this we hold the instrument over these points and try by turning it to detect the maximum value. Please write again each value into the protocol. As an additional alternative to measure, you can also use the TCO antenna. This is a little more easy for measuring and comply with the TCO guidelines. For a non-grounded measurement, you have to leave the measurement device in a potential-free holder, like our PM1, over the bed, and take the values from a safe distance to not have any influence. Now let's prepare for the magnetic field measurement. For this we disconnect all accessory and switch the device into magnetic field mode. Now we lay the instrument over each point and turn it into the three axes to measure each one of them separately. Please write down the values into your protocol. Additionally, it is possible to do a body voltage measurement, for example with our BC840, the hand electrode. Now we connect and eliminate the first visible EMF sources. That means we disconnect electric alarm clocks or reading lights as first preventive step. Again we write down exactly what we did. After that, we do the same measurings again step by step and write down the new values. Now you can judge over the low frequency field situation. If it is necessary, you can do further testing, like switching the room circuits, to see if a demand switch would be recommended. Also, a long time measurement with a data logger can be offered to your client. The high frequency sleeping area measurement. First, we draw the situation of the room in our protocol. Also, windows and doors are important, as well as visible in-house high-frequency sources, like wireless phones, baby phones and so on. Now we control the settings on our instrument. On, with or without Geiger sound effect, the video bandwidth to 30 kHz standard, measurement range to medium, and selector for signal evaluation to peak hold. Signal switch to full. Please remember that after all switch movements you have to press peak hold cancel before start measuring. If you see any strong high frequency source, you might disconnect it before starting measuring. Otherwise it may cover all other signals. Now we cancel peak hold again and start to move our instrument over and around the bed until approximately 1 meter distance. Using a swinging movement allows to catch both polarizations and find the maximum value. You should do the whole way 2 times to avoid getting false peaks or lows. Please select also the correct measurement range. Now you can write the results into our protocol. If you detect through the sound of the signal any pulse signal, you may find out the true pulse part of the signal by switching from full to pulse. Also important, if you detect any extreme fast signals like radar or UMTS 3G, you can switch the video bandwidth to TP max to determine the peaks of those fast signals. Otherwise, leave the adjustments in the standard position as before. Now we try to locate the direction of the signal source. For this, we move the antenna close to the wall and close to windows and doors to see where the maximum is going to be detected. If the source is not in the neighbor's house or apartment, you may easily find additional in-house sources. Nevertheless, signals from outside are also important. And with opening doors or windows, you can measure mostly big differences in results. This is because modern heat-insulating glasses are shielding pretty good against HF fields too. Tip 1. The different high-frequency radio services can be determined exactly by using the gigahertz frequency filter BF2 or BF4. This is working like that. You easily mount the filter between antenna and instrument. Now you move the adjuster up or down, as long until the signal sound is gone. In this position, you look sidewise onto the filter's chart, where the name of the frequency provider is written down. Like this, you can easily find out the exact frequency and service of a high-frequency transmitter. With the UVB antenna, you will be able to find even the smallest field knots in the room. These hotspots can sometimes just have the size